Nick's live phenomenal. He is so awesome. And I just loved watching him. So it was kind of like, okay, watching Nick now run and do our live. So I'm so excited. Today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a really cool Mardi Gras door bow. I'm going to show you a cool bow you can make with Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon. And we're going to do a St. Patrick's Day bouquet. So it's going to be really, really fun. So I'm going to get started. Let me know where you're watching from. Did you watch Nick's live? I hope you loved it as much as I did. He's so creative. So I'm going to start with taking my Bowdabra bow wire. I'm folding it in half. And people will ask me, I'm probably using about 30 inches of Bowdabra bow wire, but I'm not one for measuring. And I have this really cool wreath that I bought, and we just I thought these colors worked really well for Mardi Gras. So I'm just going to lay this down into my Bowdabra, basically just down the middle. And then I'm going to make just a little bow with this piece of it. So we're just going to lay this here, and that will actually go up like that. And then I have some of my mesh, and we're just going to use our Deco Mesh. This is a great way to use like leftover Deco Mesh, or even for your Deco Mesh bows. I just love to use Bowdabra. And we're just, I mean for your Deco Mesh wreaths, you can put a Deco Mesh bow on your wreath. So we're just going to fold this back and forth. And I think I want to pull this a little bit. I have a little bit too much there. And pull that there, and then fold it over. So all I'm doing here is just folding back and forth. And then I have this really pretty, I think this is a great like Mardi Gras ribbon. And I'm just going to lay this down into my Bowdabra. And then I have another piece of this ribbon here. And this ribbon, it's so hard, is not double-sided. So we're going to twist it. And I'm just going to fold it back. And again, I'm going to twist it. Hi, Patty from Florida. And oh, wow, Valerie, you're from Ireland. And yes, St. Patrick's Day is big. And I'm going to make a really cool St. Patrick's Day bouquet. So that'll be kind of fun. And I'm just going to lay this down. Oh, Dee, thank you so much for sprinkling. I really appreciate it. And so now, and if any of you have any friends who would like to learn how to make bows, please send them over here, because we're going to make some really fun bows and projects. Just the next thing I'm going to do is just twist it. And I'm just going to fold it back and twist and fold it back over here. And we're just going to twist. So this will make a really pretty like Mardi Gras door bow. And we're just going to keep twisting. And it looks like I probably have about 2 yards of ribbon here. But a lot of times I really don't measure, because it's going to look great no matter how much ribbon or little ribbon. And if you feel like you don't have enough, you can always add another piece of ribbon and just keep going and make more loops. So I'm just going to bring this and then just kind of fold this back over here. Then, whoops, I fell on the floor. I have this really cool little, well, everything's going to pop out now. When you have the mesh in there, the mesh pops, so everything else wants to pop. So we're just going to kind of fold this back and forth here and twist it, and then just bring this little piece back over there. And then I have, which I was starting with anyway, is this cute little mask. So I'm just going to lay the mask right into my Bowdabra. And let's just make sure that there we go. So we're just going to lay the mask into the Bowdabra. And then I have this really pretty, it's just cut off of an old pick that I had. And we'll just lay this in here. And then now I'm going to have to find my Bowdabra bow wire, which is why I tuck it underneath. And I'm going to have to just bring it up through the mask up here. And then bring this here and grab the other side. Now, for those of you who are new to Bowdabra, the reason that I fold my wire in half to begin with is because now I have a slip knot. And I'm just going to pull that right up through the slip knot. So now when I pull it out of the Bowdabra, I'm not struggling with my bow, even though you can see that's a pretty thick bow. So we're going to separate the ends, And I'm just going to, again, work my way through everything and bring the wire around to the back and bring this around. And so now what's cool about the Bowdabra bow wire is I can just tie a knot. And it's very strong, so I want to double knot it here. And then we're going to fluff it out. So I fluff by just taking my loops and separating them. And this is all wired ribbon, which makes it easy because you can just kind of fluff it so much easier when you have a wired ribbon. And we're going to take this one here and bring that up there and bring my loops here and make sure that this is showing here. And then we have the mask here on the front. So we'll kind of give you the front view. And then I can just hang this on a door. Isn't that like so super fun and absolutely so easy? Hi, Anna from Ohio. Oh, you have both Bowdabras. And Pat, thank you so much. I love that you can add all this stuff to the Bowdabra. So can you see the front view of this one yet, Hud? Okay, so you can see what this looks like finished. He's just got to bring the camera around to the front so you can see it. So isn't that like so pretty? And you see this, and it's just like so super simple to make. And it's a big, I mean, you can see, you can't even see me behind it. It's a big bow. So I'm going to put this aside. So give me lots of love if you like this bow. And I'm going to put this aside.
Anita is wondering if you use silver or gold wire.
You know, it depends on the project. Usually the wire's hidden, so it doesn't really matter. But if I'm doing a silver project, I'll use silver wire. But most of the time I just use whatever wire I have available to me. Because in 90% of the time, you're not even going to see the wire unless you're using the wire for the project. So I have the gold wire on the table, so that's the one that I'm going to use right now. So I'm going to take my Bowdabra, and again, I fold it in half and just lay this down into the Bowdabra. Tuck it underneath. Oh, Joette, thank you. And now, this is something that you guys will have the opportunity to win, which is one of the colors of our Bowdabra scrunchie ribbon. And everybody's always asking, you know, how do you use it? So we've already dovetailed the ends of the ribbon, and I'm just going to fold it in half and lay this down into my Bowdabra. And now if we get the overhead view, you'll be able to see it probably a little bit better. And so I'm just going to fold this in half and lay this down into my Bowdabra. And
Jeannie on YouTube is wondering how much a roll of wire costs.
I believe it retails for $11.99, and it's 100 yards of the wire. And then can you do the overhead chop? So now I'm just going to fold this in half and lay that there, and then take my red, and I'm just going to fold that in half and go to the center. And I love the scrunchie ribbon. It's something that we're going to try to get into the stores this year, but right now we only have it on Bowdabra.com. So now, and what I also love about this ribbon is you can scrunch it up, and it has this like ice look to it. So you have a choice. You can either scrunch it. It does make a lot of noise though. So I'm just going to lay this in here and just fold it back. And I'm going to twist it because sometimes I find that if I twist it, it's easier. Not easier, but it seems to form. The bows seem to form better when they're twisted. And I'm just going to fold this back. And so I'm only using the red and the gold in this bow, but you could totally put in the silver as well. And let's just, since I scrunched it all up, now it's all going all different directions on me. And I'm just going to fold this back. And also, I want to thank you guys so much. So did everybody watch Nick earlier? Valerie, we don't deliver to Ireland yet, but we're working on it. So I'm hoping, I have somebody that wrote to me and is interested in becoming a distributor in the UK. So we're just saying a quick prayer that that might happen sooner rather than later. But you might be able to buy it on Amazon in Ireland. So we're just going to fold that back. And I'm just going to do one more loop here. And then I have this really pretty little flower. So this could be a great bow for like Valentine's Day. I'm going to just lay that in. And then I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wire and pull this through my slip knot and pull it really tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. I'm going to pull it out. And so as you see, I'm not struggling. But isn't this scrunchy ribbon awesome? So all you have to do if you win, and we'll announce the winner at the end, is to say what color you want. And like I said, it comes in red, gold, and silver. And not that. And then I'm just going to push this in the middle, shape it out, bring the tails. And you could even use this, like if you wanted, you could even like put a candle here and a candle here, and it could be like a centerpiece. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? And so super, super simple to make. It could also be a door bow even. So anyway, I am going to now go on to our next project. And on this project, we're actually going to use the mini Bowdabra, and we're going to do a really fun hair bow or headband. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take my headband, and here all I'm going to do is just wrap it like this white headband, but I want to make it gold. So I'm just wrapping. And the cool thing about this is you can reuse the headband for any style, anything that you want, and just cover it with a different ribbon each time. So we're just going to bring this around here and bring that around. And I am going to just use I think I have a Zot up here. No, I don't, but I know I had one. Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go. So I love these. They're Zots, and they have like a little adhesive. They're a permanent adhesive, so they'll stay like really well. So I'm just putting my little Zot there. And so now I have a pretty covered headband, and I'm going to put that aside. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to make this in the big Bowdabra. And what we're going to do here is, let's grab, now obviously for this one I am going to use my gold wire because you'll see it, and I want the gold wire because it's going to match and be hidden with everything else. So let's go ahead and just clip this, fold it in half. I'm going to lay that into my Bowdabra and just tuck the ends underneath. And now I just have this really pretty piece of ribbon, and we're going to make a scrunchy bow using this. We're just going to scrunch that into my Bowdabra. And then we're going to make a pretty flower. And to make the flower, all you do is cut your petals. These are cut at about, I think these are probably about 4 inches. And then we just curve the ends. So I'm just going to lay this down in here. Lay it that way. And like I said, I kind of shape as I go. Oh, Nelda, thank you so much for sprinkling. I just love it when you guys share. It means a lot because I look at you guys as our marketing department, and we can afford to do these videos because everybody shares and sprinkles. So it's really fun and very much appreciated. And then I just have this little scrap here. I'm just going to scrunch this right down in here and then take my wire and pull this through and tuck this. So let me know, is this your first time watching, and how did you hear about Bowdabra? So now I'm just going to separate my ends and bring it around to the back and tie a knot and double knot it. And then all I'm going to do here is just kind of poof out, because this is a wired mesh ribbon here. So I'm just going to kind of shape it and poof it. And then just bring my flower petals around. And Isn't that just so cute? And then we just take our headband and just tie this. Oh, now I poofed it. Okay, here we go. And what I do when I tie it on a headband is I'll bring it around and tie it, and then make sure, when I tie it, make sure that I just tie the knot right here under the bow. So I'm just going to knot it and just do a double knot. And then clip this really tight and kind of puff everything. So isn't that like so fun and super simple way to make like a custom headband in minutes? So anyway, now we're going to go on to our St. Patrick's Day project. And I have this, I guess we probably should take the label off this. I actually bought this the other day at Michael's. I had 80% off, and I got all of this really awesome stuff for like nothing. So now I'm going to take, I've got my Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon. And what I'm going to do, now actually we cheated and I already taught, I just took all these picks and put them all together with the floral wire. And I just have my little floral foam inside here. And so now I'm just going to stick that in there. And now I'm going to take my scrunchy ribbon and I'm just going to kind of push it into, so it kind of, you know, obviously gold and green are perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Actually, they work anytime, but I just think this is a really pretty combination for St. Patrick's Day. And the gold just kind of shimmers in there. So I'm going to put this aside, and now we're going to make our bow for the front. So let's just kind of grab all of our pieces here and put this aside. Oh, the tubular mesh just kind of wants to do its own thing. So I'm going to use my gold Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to take it here and fold it in half and grab my scissors. And I pretty much, I think everybody always asks me how much wire do I use, and I'm using about 30 inches so I can get it tucked behind here. And then I'm going to take, I have these really pretty ribbons, and I've already dovetailed most of them. I'll show you how I dovetail in 1 minute on one of these. So this one I need to still dovetail. So I'm just going to fold it in half. And all you do to dovetail is cut from the fold to the end. And that gives you your finished ends. So we're just going to lay this in here. And what I love about with the Bowdabra is you can just take scraps of ribbon. So we'll take this piece here and just kind of lay that down in there. And take our green. And then take our mesh. And we're just going to lay everything into our Bowdabra. Then, like again, we're just using scraps of ribbon. So I can just take the right side of this and lay that down. So it's a great way to get rid of your scraps and recycle. And then again, the right side, scrunch it in, and then just scrunch this right in here. And then I have another piece that we're just going to take the right side of the ribbon and scrunch that in, fold it over, and again, the right side, scrunch it in, then just bring this up and scrunch it into my Bowdabra. And we're going to do exactly the same technique here. Right side of the ribbon. Well, really, it's the ribbon that I want to have showing because this is a two-sided ribbon. So I'm going to have that ribbon showing in my loop. Then come back here because I think the lime green is more of a St. Patrick's Day color. So we'll scrunch that in and do exactly the same thing. And this technique also works really well if you have a ribbon that has writing on it. Hi, Teresa. Okay, and then now I'm just going to take my tubular mesh, and all I'm going to do is just kind of fold it back and forth. And back and forth. And then I have this really pretty green mesh. And I'm going to actually take my wand and throw it in here because this tubular mesh just wants to pop all over the place. And then now I'll come back. And I'm just going to, again, this ribbon is the same on both sides. So I'm just going to go like this and scrunch it into my Bowdabra. And again, the same thing, just bring it around and just scrunch that in. And then I have the green that matches these, and we're just going to finish it off with what we call our scrunchy bow, and we'll just scrunch that all in here. And then just to hide the end, I'm going to fold that under here and just scrunch that down in there. And then I will take my wand and give everything a really good push. And then I'm going to take my wire, bring it up through my slip knot, push everything tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. So that way when I pull it out, I'm not struggling with my bow. And I know any of you that have arthritis totally get why that's so awesome. And then I'm going to just tie a knot here and tie another knot. And then I'm just going to shape my bow and bring this loop up here. And again, we just shape by bringing the loops in opposite directions. And there we go here. And we'll just bring our all of our tails down in the front. And then I just come over here to my floral arrangement. And all I'm going to do is just take the bow and I'm going to just tie it around the flowers. And all I'm going to do here is just tie it, and I'm not going to knot it because maybe I'm going to give this to somebody as a present and they might want to reuse the bow for something. So I'm just going to do that. And now we have our Luck of the Irish fun centerpiece. Now, wasn't that like so cool? And you can see how big that is, just dropping everything today. But it's like really big and just a great centerpiece for St. Patrick's Day. So it looks like we are actually almost out of time. Let me show you what we made again. So we obviously made our centerpiece. We made this really cute little headband. So if you're just joining us, you can go back. And then we also made this wonderful scrunchy ribbon bow. That's really fun. And then what else do we, oh, we made our great Mardi Gras bow. That's right here. So it's just like fun, really fun stuff that we made. So if you're just watching right now, then definitely tune in. I'm going to make one more bow. I have this really pretty spring ribbon.
We got a winner.
Oh, we have a winner. Yay. Pam Hunch, or is it Coach? I think it's Coach, but I'm not sure. So anyway, Pam, congratulations. Please just PM us. And and to let me know if you want gold, silver, or red in our scrunchy ribbon, and I'll definitely get some out to you. Looks like I'm losing my voice. But I'm going to make a really quick, easy little bow right now for you. And, oh, excuse me, definitely if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or followed us on Facebook or liked us, please do. We'd really appreciate it. So I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to make this in the mini. So we're going to do just a little tiny bow in the mini Bowdabra. So I did cut a little too much wire for the mini, but I'm just going to cut this here. And of course, I'm going to dovetail my ends. And this bow could definitely be, excuse me guys, it looks like I'm losing my voice. Could definitely make as a hair bow or just a little present bow. So dovetail the ends, and we're just going to lay this down in here. And then I'm just going to, let's just cut this and I'll show you how we make a boutique bow. So we'll just cut our ribbon here. And all I'm going to do, we're going to fold it in half. And this works great if you don't have our Bowdabra, mini Bowdabra tool and ruler. But the ruler is great. And then we're just going to lay that in there. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make a loop and make sure the right side is on the outside, and I'm just going to scrunch that down into my mini Bowdabra. Then what I'm going to do is make an X. So I'm just going to bring this over, and then I'm going to just take the right side again and scrunch that down into the mini Bowdabra. Then I'm going to take my lower loop and scrunch that in. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing with my upper loop. And so now you can see my loops are all equal. And then I can just finish. I have these cute little roses here, so I can actually finish it. I don't think I would use all of them. Let's just put one little rose in and just fold that over and lay that into the center and take my wire. Boy, I did use a lot of wire in this. So I'll take my wire and I'm just going to bring the wires through the loop. Again, like always, pull it really tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Pull it out, separate my ends, and tie a knot. And I'll double knot. Now I could tie it onto a hair clip or a ponytail holder or a headband. And I'm just going to hide that in there. Bring this out here. And there you have like a really cute little spring hair bow or package bow. That's the whole thing is, what's cool about Bowdabra is all the bows can work for so many different uses. There's no right or wrong way to make a bow, but this is a really cute little hair bow. So I just want to thank everybody who shared, everybody who joined us. Congratulations to Pam. Just PM Bowdabra and we'll definitely get back to you. Send me your address and which color you want. And I hope everybody will join us next Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm hopefully we'll be able to do another live this week as well. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.